He was making a good face.
All right. We are here. We did it. Another week. We did it, guys. How are you?
Did it.
I'm great, man. I'm
Another
ready to
week
go
of
raise
what?
some kids.
Another week of life. You've made it, Ben. Sometimes I don't know if I'm going to see you week to week. Sounds like you're
Yeah.
falling apart over there. What's going on?
It's
Holy
definitely
moly.
not a guarantee.
Hey,
Baby
it's
on
your
the
night.
way.
It's your big night. We watched
Baby
Raising
on
Arizona.
the way.
Your selection.
Yeah.
You've
I
never
can say
seen
I've seen
it?
another. I could say I've seen another Coen Brothers movie now.
I could say the same thing. I haven't
Great.
Yeah.
seen this.
I think most of us could say that.
Had anyone seen this?
Nope.
Nick saw it? Okay. Zach?
No.
Being a Guido and eating?
Hey.
Dare you.
Hey, that's not okay, man.
Did you have a
Gotta push
date?
fans.
Did you have a date tonight, Zach?
No. I got home from work late.
It's a
Oh.
good
I
beard.
can tell.
It's a good beard. I like the shape of it.
We appreciate you being here.
95 was excellent today.
Yeah, I
Good.
bet.
This is a Coen Brothers movie?
Are you
The
fucking?
second one?
you what?
Written, directed, and produced.
No,
Did
I'm
you
just
not
kidding.
know?
You
I
want to try the
no, I
intro
did
again?
know. Huh?
Do we want to try the intro again?
No, we've moved.
It's
Sorry.
too late.
I should not have gone to Zach. That was a mistake.
Woo.
Back to Ben. Ben, why did you select this movie?
I put my faith in the Coen Brothers. I was reading somewhere, some random article popped up about unknown Nick Cage movies, and when I saw there was a Coen Brothers movie with Nick Cage, I was like, you know what? I think I'd give that a go. I certainly wasn't aware of the premise, other than like the kidnapping thing, but interesting. I thought there was bits and pieces of a lot of stuff you'd see from Coen Brothers in later movies, but it wasn't quite all there yet for me.
Really, I thought this was pure Coen Brothers.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
goodness.
You had fun? Let's hear about it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear from you.
You didn't like it?
No, I want to hear from you.
Uh-oh.
I just want to hear.
And
I don't know.
I didn't
I had a
hate
great
it,
time
but I
watching
certainly didn't think it was as good as a Coen Brothers movie would be billed to
Like
be.
what?
But,
Like what's a Coen Brothers movie to you, Ben?
Big Lebowski.
Let's give you a
yeah, like
context. This was
that, or Old
film?
Country, or Burn After Reading.
Okay, Ben, this was made in 1987.
The
Oh, really?
year some
Yeah.
of us were born.
Shocking.
This was 1987?
Right.
1987.
It's their second movie, baby boy.
Their second movie. Let's just go with
Jeez.
Fargo. Fargo is part of their breakthrough movie.
Yeah.
That didn't come out until, I think, 98.
Sure.
96. Sorry, 96. So, but still, like, Fargo was almost 10 years later.
Well,
Like I
breakthrough
said, I
as
thought-
in Oscar winner.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I thought there was a lot of the
successes,
key
but
elements
I
you
would say
see in
Fargo.
most of their movies.
Huh?
Wyatt is cracking me up. Sorry, keep going.
That's fine. I'm just trying to give a timeline here. Like, their first Blood Simple was 84. This was 87.
Have you seen that one? Has anyone seen that one? The
No.
first one?
The what?
Nick has, of course.
Nick,
I'm
Blood's
sure.
the first Coen Brothers movie. Have you
The
seen
only
it?
Coen Brothers movie now I haven't seen is probably Hudsucker Proxy. So I've seen Barton
Mhm.
Fink, I've seen Miller's Crossing, I've seen
Loves it.
Right.
But yeah, Blood Simple. Blood Simple is their first movie, and I would say obviously different. It's like a crime drama. This is almost, I mean, I guess slapstick comedy in a way.
It's like a
They're very
comedy
different.
caper or something.
Sure.
Yeah, they're hard to compare. Blood Simple and this is a 1-2 punch, but I mean, I'll hold my comments. I'd love to hear the
Yeah,
conversation.
I don't know. I really like. I guess I'm in the minority here. I
Whoa,
really liked it.
whoa,
I thought
buddy.
it was really funny.
I love
Yeah.
I was
Uh-huh.
laughing at a lot. The Goodman, John Goodman. I mean,
John Goodman was good. I thought
think-
he was my favorite
Great
character.
to see him.
Man, shocker! John Goodman's the best part of this
Yeah,
movie.
I
Yeah, who
know.
would have thunk it?
I know, but John, they
It's
obviously looked back at this movie and said, you know what, we got to do something else for that John Goodman guy. and put him in.
I mean, he's in so much of their stuff too. He
Yeah.
fits with them. Like he plays typically the aggressor, right? In Big Lebowski, not so much, but like, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He's Cyclops. Like he has really meaty roles for them that are. He gets to really throw his weight around, literally and figuratively, right?
Yeah. Now he's a perfect Coen Brothers actor.
Yeah.
And that other guy, he looked totally. Now I realize this was
Oh
1987.
yeah, Will Forsythe.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Who is that?
Dude,
That guy's like,
was,
I recognize
Oh, yeah,
him
you know
as
him.
like an older
that was
guy.
mind blowing to see him that young.
Yeah,
And he
it really
didn't even
was.
he didn't
Who
even
is it? I couldn't pull that.
his voice didn't even sound like him in any of his roles that he's like known for.
I need to see
Yeah.
what I see what I recognize.
Well,
I
I
couldn't
know him
pull it
from-
off the top of my head. I'd have to look at.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Blue Streak.
Trying to figure it out.
Not-
Yeah.
He's in Blue Streak.
Yeah, he's like one of the detectives, like
Yeah.
with Luke Wilson.
Damn, I
that's
love
gotta be
Blue
one of
Streak's a
them.
great Shoehorn movie. I'd watch that shit again
Yeah.
in a heartbeat.
Oh, what was he in Boardwalk? Manny Horowitz?
Yeah, and he kind of felt like I want to see if he felt like
Yeah.
a Russian dude. And
That
He
might
was
be
in
what
Boardwalk, I
I was
remember that.
thinking about him for.
Did you
he
guys?
just had like an accent.
Oh, dude, he was in Entourage. He was the fucking private investigator, like briefly when Ari thought his like something was going on. I forget. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I think I knew him from Entourage mainly.
Yeah, same.
Zach, what are you saying?
Entourage.
Yeah.
Entourage.
Did you guys pull where the bounty hunter guy? What movie he's?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I wrote that down. That's all I
Wow.
wrote, Zach.
Oh, I didn't even. I
Let's
didn't
say it
even
at the same
comprehend
time,
it.
Zach.
Ready? One.
Ace Ventura.
Ventura. Yeah,
Oh my
What?
God, the guy in the beginning.
Yes.
with the dog.
And then
Oh
his
no!
and wife sucks him off.
Oh wow.
Saw him and
Yeah.
I was like, no
He
fucking
had a
Yeah,
way.
real.
I looked it up
His
immediately.
career
like,
really
who-
went
who is
downhill. He had a decent role in this movie, and
He
then he
was-
was nothing in Ace
That was a
Ventura.
wild role.
Warning: assholes are closer than they appear.
Dude, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't
you know,
believe it. Wow.
I think I also knew that Forsyth guy from Deuce Bigelow.
There you go. That's it.
Barely
That,
So
produced.
how shocked? Speaking of
That's-
like seeing actors really young, how shocked were you to see Frances McDormand this young? Like I'd never seen her this young.
Yeah.
in a
oh
movie.
man, and
No,
I
nobody
still can't
has.
stand her. I still
Oh,
can't
that's because you haven't seen Blood
stand
Simple. She's even
Uh,
younger.
Really?
She was actually attractive. Like I don't think
Mhm.
she's
She
super
was-
attractive.
In Miller's
When I see her in
Crossing, she's
movies-
probably the hottest she'll ever be.
Yeah.
It's weird to look at her and think she's not a horse-faced loser.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
her.
Like I was surprised.
I actually thought Holly Hunter was Frances McDormand at first because I knew
Did you?
Frances McDormand was in it. I was like, man, this is really old. Frances McDormand actually looks
That's
kind
some
of good.
reconstructive surgery there.
What else has
Yeah.
Holly Hunter been in? I haven't done my homework on that.
She's not been in a whole lot.
No, I hate her, Holly Hunter. Now, if anything she's in currently, doesn't she have some weird accent? Like she talks like with this weird. I fucking hate her.
I mean, you
Think I-
watched the movie.
Well, she was born with a disconstructed jaw, and they had to like. That's why she talks weird.
Really?
Really?
No, I made that up.
Yeah.
I knew that right before I asked. I knew that was bullshit.
What was she?
She's in The Big Sick.
Fucking
Eric, what did you think about this Coen Brothers
Eric,
movie
come
from
on, baby.
1987?
Come on, baby. Come on.
Well, how about we go to Wyatt first?
You don't. You know what, guys? This was a snooze alert. Wake up from your fucking nap. God, what a ugh. I mean, wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Didn't need to see it. What a dumb fucking premise full of dumb fucking hicks. What a dumb fucking
You didn't
movie.
think it was funny at all?
No.
No.
I fucking was so pointless and dumb. That was it? That's it? That was a Coen Brothers movie? It really was? You saw
Do
the
you
signs?
like
Where were
other
the
Coen
signs?
Brothers movies?
I like the ones that are, I like the ones that are good. Yeah. Huh?
Which ones?
The ones that are good. Name them. No.
Big Lebowski?
Oh, tremendous.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
I don't think I've seen that.
Burn after reading?
The tremendous.
Okay.
Yeah, this was not for me. This was boring as fuck. Nick Cage did nothing for me. Him and his dumb fucking wife kidnapped a baby. Whoop-de-doo, because they wanted a baby. Wow. So, and a guy who had quintuplets. I guess quintuplets. I don't know what I was supposed to get out of this movie. Yeah.
So I will
hated
say that I did have an underlying feeling.
I
at
wasn't
the end.
done. I hated it. Did you hear me? I
Well,
didn't.
I thought we kind of picked up on that.
It was. Well, I want more time because I don't understand what the redeeming quality. I'm not saying this was like some like.
Well,
I just
you and
don't
the
get-
governor of Arizona have a lot in common because
What
he
was the-
said this movie doesn't have anything
boring.
good redeeming qualities, and this is not how we
was
want to
not even like that.
portray
It was just-
Arizona.
It was just very boring and very like. Yeah, move on for me.
You sure?
Still gonna talk the whole time.
Still gonna send it.
So I would agree that I thought the first the first half of the movie was really slow. Once once people started realizing that they had the Arizona baby, it started to pick up, and I was way more interested. The redeeming quality that I would say the movie had was that I thought that it really kind of glorified the whole sense of family and how important that is to, like, you know, it just made me it made me feel a little bit better about being a father, about, you know, soon becoming a father.
Why?
And
They didn't have
I
a
don't
baby.
know.
They were unable to have a baby.
They didn't, but like it just, the family unit was something that they wanted so bad that
You get to have
know.
one. They don't. They didn't get one. You get to have one. You fucking
right.
bastard.
And
You have no
I'm
clue
saying
how
I'm saying that I'm not, I don't plan on taking it for granted.
Yeah, I
And
don't. I don't. I just didn't. I don't know
Okay,
how.
so for those of you tuning in today, so far we've had Wyatt on the polar extreme of hating it. Ben seems a little lukewarm, and we've already heard that Zachary Mahike said he really liked this movie. So, Zach, give us the counterbalance on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, so I am going to completely disagree with Swan. I enjoyed this movie way more than I thought. I actually enjoyed it immensely. I went into it not knowing anything. I just took it for what it was worth. Hey, here's a movie. You know, it. I will give you this, Swan. The concept is very stupid. But if you go into this movie and you just watch it and you appreciate the movie itself, I thought the acting was actually very good. I might be in the minority here. I love Nick Cage when he does stupid country accents.
Yeah, Con Air. Give me Con Air all day.
Yeah, good shot.
No, yeah, I thought Nick Cage was hilarious in this.
It's just really good. His fucking hair. When he goes
Hilarious.
to the store.
Hilarious.
Yeah, he was funny.
He was hilarious. You said hilarious.
He was hilarious.
He was hilarious.
Every time he said something, I laughed.
What did
just
he
'cause
say that was so funny? Name it all.
I don't even
Yeah,
know.
I know you couldn't name a single thing.
I
fucking know
thought one
you
of the
couldn't.
funnier scenes was when they were fighting in the trailer home, and they kept like
I like
running
the
into
chase.
everything and breaking stuff.
I like the chase when he goes to rob the convenience store and his wife leaves him.
That
he's
was
just
insane.
running.
That was the most wacky bit. That was a wacky bit.
I just watched it. I appreciated how stupid it was.
It was so stupid.
But again, I think it was intentional. I think it was supposed to be
yeah, I agree.
this weird, offbeat comedy.
This is
And-
director Edgar Wright's favorite movie.
My favorite character was actually Greg.
That makes me so happy that you said that.
Guy,
Makes
You don't
me
like
so-
Edgar
gets
Wright?
punched in the face.
Baby
With
driver.
the Pollock,
That him?
jokes.
Yeah. Yes, just this awkward douchebag.
Oh, Glenn?
Portrayed
Yeah.
excellently, in my opinion.
By the way,
What
that was
what
one
else
of,
is that?
that
guy
was one of
been
the jokes that landed the hardest for me was when he told I forget exactly what it was, but it had nothing to do with Polish people.
Correct.
And I loved the
their
stupidity.
job.
Like he's just a stupid person.
How many?
And
how
it's
many
an easy way
Pollocks
to
does
tell
it
that
take to
story.
change a light bulb?
So Ben, I just want to pick up where Ben left off on the fight. There's two things. So the fight in the house with John Goodman and him like tearing it apart. The way it was shot, right, is it's supposed to be one of those things where they're ramping you through it, where you're supposed to laugh and then they hit you again, you laugh harder. you could tell the pacing of it is such that you're supposed to continue laughing harder and harder and harder. My face the entire time was like this. I did not give a shit. I did not laugh one time. I felt like it was structurally set up to make you laugh, but it wasn't funny to me for whatever reason. Maybe I was in a bad mood. I don't know.
What scene?
What?
What scene were you talking about there?
When John Goodman and him are going blow to blow in the house and they're like breaking the wall and like. You're not remembering this, Eric?
There's a big hole in the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah, like they're slamming against in the trailer home. They're like just fighting.
Okay.
The fight scene in the movie.
Okay.
When they take the baby, isn't it?
Yeah,
they hear about the reward and they go
talking about
take
like the beginning.
Fight.
Okay.
I thought it was well shot for 1987,
for sure.
dude. 87 looks
The
good.
cinematography
That's what I
awesome.
remember. The first time I saw this, and the reason I saw it, I think it was part of a 101 film class in college, and they were talking. It was all about like how you shoot things, and they were forcing perspectives and all this stuff, and that's all well and good. But this movie like doesn't really land for me as far as content. It might be like really cool cinematically or whatever. I don't really care. But I feel like that scene didn't land. And then also I think the car scene with after they robbed the bank, the blue explosion in the car is a much worse. It's like them playing with the idea, but they perfect that scene in Big Lebowski with the gun going off and all. Like that scene is the same scene in Big Lebowski
and
done
John
worse.
Goodman is driving in both.
Exactly. It's the exact same scene. It's just one is way better than the other. Like they figured out how to do it better. And so I mean I think it's like them experimenting, but this movie I'm more on the lukewarm side than on the Zach side. I'm more with Ben, I think. Just to throw it out there.
Did you mentioned last week something about the title about Raising Arizona or something?
Yeah, and I have to first of all call myself a complete douchebag because then I called Carly about it because I remembered us talking about it at one point, and she had taken a whole Coen Brothers class in her bullshit schooling she had, and the teacher was like, this teacher was obsessive about the Coen Brothers, and so he spent like half the semester just going through their work. And he had brought up something where somebody wrote something about how Raising Arizona, like there's all these clues to height in the movie. So like Raising, the fact he's standing in front of the at the jail, they're measuring him. His name is High. Like there's all these little things in the movie that have to do with height. That like it's like a motif that's in there. But then I was trying to find anything but those three things, and I was watching it very intently, trying to focus on that partly. I didn't find anything else, and I called Carly, and she couldn't remember, and I was like, that sounds like bullshit, actually. Like, this is just a bullshit theory somebody had. So, I'm a douchebag is the answer to last week. So.
Well, I was actually thinking about that while I was watching it, and I mean, the one thing Arizona being the last name of the child was certainly not something I had thought it would be. So, I thought the child's first name might be Arizona, but I mean, they lived in Arizona, right? That's not like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
The guy changed his last name to Arizona for was better.
All right, Eric.
I thought
I
thought the last line of the movie though was pretty funny, where he was talking about the dream where he finally got to them as old folks and with a family, and he was like, it wasn't here, somewhere close maybe. And then he said, or maybe it was Utah. I thought that was pretty funny.
Maybe it was Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt like
like
a 25th hour kind of ending.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair to your 25th hour. The last thing I wanted to say is I actually thought I liked Nicolas Cage in this movie. I thought it was one of the better roles that I've seen him have. I just don't care very much for like the actual whole movie. Yeah, I think there's good pieces of it. Really, I think there's good scenes, there's good, little bits and pieces, but as a whole thing, I couldn't figure out what my least favorite Coen Brother movie was. It used to be True Grit, and maybe this is worse than that. I'm not sure.
True Grit?
You don't like
no, True Grit sucked. Like, whoa, hold up.
Good.
Oh.
No, True Grit is wow. All right, I gotta go.
I enjoy that movie.
Yeah,
I
True Grit is good.
And Jeff Bridges in that movie.
I did not like it either.
Cogburn.
Man,
What's his
if
name?
that
Mr.
girl
Cog-
is still
Mr.
walking
Cogburn.
around breathing this air with us,
Look at a
then
weird
this
way.
is fucked up.
Yeah, she's
This-
actually hot now.
Yeah, you're lying. Yeah, you ever
well,
heard
she
of
better not
Bumblebee?
be. She better not be acting anymore. That's the
Haley
fuck her.
Steinfeld.
That's not who that was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But-
was.
And
Bullshit.
Matt Damon, he hasn't had a worse
When
role
you're
in his
wrong,
life.
what do we get?
Oh yeah, it was a bad
Wow,
one.
I
Matt
actually
Damon. Matt
thought
Damon
Matt
sucked
Damon
in
was
that.
hilarious in that because of how bad he was. Thought it was
Eric,
Hated
Eric.
them all. Hated them all. Wasn't Josh Brolin?
Eric!
Awful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awful movie.
The movie stunk.
Oh my God, that was Haley Steinfeld.
We know. We already knew that. We knew before.
Oh
I
God,
don't even know who that is.
they made her look like a boy in that.
She's been in fucking everything now. Bumblebee,
Yeah, she's been-
the
Pitch Perfect.
seven Edge of 17 with Woody Harrelson, I believe.
All right, we're transitioning to Eric.
We're transitioning to something.
I don't care. I still like that.
Transitioning.
It sucks.
It's not,
Um,
it's not a good.
Boring as.
I watched this
One
movie
man's trash.
last night.
Yeah, that's true. People hate Tron, the second sequel. I fucking love Tron.
I love
Tron
Tron.
was
I
sick.
like Tron a lot.
Yeah, well, they hated it, clearly.
Well, I think critics did, but I think it had a good
Oh.
audience score.
My
Oh,
wife,
because it was like cool like Tron, but then had new hot actors and Jeff Bridges. Like
Actually, you know when you do you ever I think I've talked about this before, but like the movie theater euphoria.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever get the tingles when Tron is like, I fight for the user?
Yeah. Oh,
and-
yeah.
and, like that
Oh,
gave
yeah.
me like such tingles.
I
That
get
shit
fired
was.
And the
up.
music is so money in
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it's
done
like
by
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
that was
I don't
that
think
was
I've ever
clutch.
seen Tron.
Really? You should check it out. It's a good movie.
Oh, you'll have fun. I mean, it's.
Yeah. Yeah. Take
I
an
mean,
edible.
Olivia
Watch
Wilde.
that.
You're gonna pause it and go pump off to Olivia Wilde. That's fine.
yeah,
That's
Olivia
part of the
Wilde was-
experience.
That
Oh,
was-
she's so money.
You're gonna pump
Yeah.
off.
So innocent in that movie and dumb.
Oh my God! You could probably put it in me because of. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Oh man.
Oh dear. I'm pretty much just yours at this point.
Eric, what'd you think about this movie?
Let's just watch Tron.
My point in, but everyone's talking about Daft Punk.
What's your
Dude.
point? What's your point, Ma?
I watched this movie last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric. Woo!
Blank. What do you think? I liked it.
I think you fell asleep.
I think you're
you
giving it a
fell asleep
7.
during it.
Yeah.
You're giving it a 7. I think you're lukewarm.
I'm not gonna tell you the score, but I either liked this movie, hated it, or I loved this movie.
He
Eric,
loved it.
I
He
didn't
loves this
fucking
movie.
do
I
it.
liked it.
Yeah.
I love this
Yeah.
movie.
Wow.
I had a
wow.
great time.
Could make
Yeah,
some
I
sense.
did too.
But I think, well, like kind of like Nick was saying, I was like the whole time I was just like thinking about other Coen Brothers movies and how like it's so similar, but it's just like obviously Big Lebowski and Fargo and like No Country's different, but like they just perfected it at that point. But like you could see, like I think you said this, Travis, like you could see everything, all the blueprints are there for like a Coen's brother movie. And I didn't really know a lot about it either. I think it's a perfect shoehorn movie because I never would have watched it if we didn't choose it. Something about older movies, I didn't know what this was about. I thought this was like a racing movie for some reason. I thought it had something to do with like racing.
Raising Arizona, not racing.
No, I know, but still, I know. I always thought some stupid shit. I thought I had to tell them to do racing out in the desert. But no, I had a great time. I like how fast paced everything was. Like you guys mentioned, there's a few scenes that are just nonstop. I
think it was
kind
only
of
like a
I
hour
think the
45,
biggest question
right?
for me is what was the point? But at the same time, I think you could ask that about a lot of Coen Brothers movies. I don't think they would tell you, but I think they want you to make your own kind of meaning of it.
That's the worst part. When you watch extras, like if you ever watch any extras on DVDs that they've been a part of, they're psychotics.
Yeah.
Right? They know what it's about and they know why they did it. It's very purposeful. But when they're asked and grilled about it, I think it's Ethan is the one that talks more, and then the one that that he sits there and he picks his fingernails, and they say things like Ethan's talking, and then Joel will be like, yeah, like, and you get nothing out of it. They're trying to ask them like, what's the secrets of the universe, and Ethan knows, but he won't tell you, and then Joel goes, yeah.
A lot of most like revered artists don't tell you like what the meaning. Like sometimes they will, but a lot of art writers don't like to come out with like what the intentions were always. Because it kind of plays to their advantage if people are like, oh, I thought it was actually deep as hell, like it was about this, yada, and it's like, actually no, we just made a baby heist movie and fucked around.
Oh,
you know what I always think about with artists, Eric, is the album Kid A. That like all these people have all these ideas of what all the lyrics mean in Kid A, and Tom York came out and said, no, we were fucking around with computerized music, and what we did, we took it from the Flaming Lips, where I had all these songs I had written down, and he literally cut with scissors the words of different songs that he had written, threw them into a hat, and then he picked them all out and like was like, well, I'll put these together, and those will be like Idiotech makes no sense. And he said he loved listening to people like music critics and experts saying, oh, it's about the species being, and he's like, no, it's not. It's just random bullshit.
Well, I found
that's what this is. I think
I found a little thing. I want to hear your thoughts on this, everybody. This is what somebody claims to be sort of the 3 recurring patterns that they've taken out of the Coen Brothers movies. 1, selfish pursuits are a sure path to disaster. 2, collateral damage is inevitable, and even the most righteous person can be a victim. And 3, selflessness is the best guard against misfortune.
I could see that. I mean, the thing that we definitely know is that I think both, at least one of them, but I think both of them were philosophy majors. Like they are deeply interested in philosophy, and they play with a lot of themes, like eternal themes of humanity. Like you're saying, those things right there, they are experts in philosophy.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking before I read this, was more about like the selfish, like how damaging like everybody's selfish pursuits is to everyone else, including themselves. Like, I don't know.
I wish the rest of society would pick up on that kind of thing.
Yeah, but also the thing is they want something they can't have, and the pursuit of it obviously is selfish, but they're unfulfilled at the end. But it's like kind of for part of you wants them to have the kid, you know? I feel like that comes across too. It's not that they shouldn't have it. I think Fargo is much more of a tale of destruction by selfish pursuits than this is, because this actually has some like, it's not just he's trying to get money or something like that. They want to feel better as humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, but are they really? Yeah, should they really be having a kid? I mean,
no. I mean, we obviously they're bad. Obviously,
yeah,
not people to have children. They shouldn't have them.
But it doesn't stop people from having kids.
Yeah.
They can't. I felt bad for them almost.
I mean, I did read something that I think it was talking about Blood Simple, that they wanted to have a little bit more like sympathetic characters in this after Blood Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
like you do feel for them. You do. I mean, you do kind of want them to have the baby, even though you think also that maybe they shouldn't have one. But
they shouldn't. I don't think they should have a baby. But like the ending of it, like you said, 25th hour notwithstanding, I did like the idea that they get what they get what they should have in the end, and it's more theirs instead of a scheme, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's interesting. I'd never heard that before, kind of boiling down all their themes into.
And I mean, this even says that, you know, it's hard because they won't, you know, they're very reluctant to, you know, give any explanation.
I wonder that's what I'm curious about, what drives their how they come up with the ideas for their stories, because I think they are similar, but like there's always something that like drives the plot along. It's kind of like absurd comedy. Like the Rug and Big Lebowski, like here stealing the baby, and it's just like it just brings all these different characters together that you would never really see, but it kind of feels real at the same time. But it's also like, what was the point of that? I think they're like fucking around with that and just trying to see what they can experiment with certain characters.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you definitely feel that. I mean, especially I think maybe the biggest case for that is Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
The gym characters and CIA characters, like
Yeah, and that one it's a CD like driving the whole movie, or like the stolen shit.
I want to watch that again.
I love John Malkovich in that movie. I absolutely love him in that movie.
It's Brad Pitt
Yeah.
for me, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a okay. Like that's one of my middle tiers of their movies. I like it, but it's like George Clooney, Brad Pitt bothers me in that, honestly. But
I mean, the Brad Pitt scene is the most shocking scene in any movie I've ever seen.
That's
It's up there.
yeah.
I mean, for like 3 minutes, Laura and I were looking at each other like that didn't really happen. It couldn't have.
But it did.
Yeah, but it did. Yeah. I mean, my favorite shot was apparently, and looking it up, apparently Joel Coen, I think it is, worked on Evil Dead. And that shot where it kind of like goes from far away and then up the ladder and into the house, and then the mom screams.
Yeah,
That was like an homage to a shot from Evil Dead.
that was fun. That was like you're on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene, especially the ending. That
Also,
part.
before I forget, has anybody seen Army of Darkness?
No.
Nobody has
No.
seen Army of Darkness. Oh, that
No.
might be a shoehorn.
What the hell is that?
It was like it's like the third. It's like Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2,
Oh, so I won't be watching it.
and then Army of Darkness. But it's a comedy.
Not
You know,
be a pussy.
Evil Dead 2 was a horror
That's
movie,
good.
but then Army of Darkness was like a comedy.
It's your boy Bruce Campbell, dog.
Yeah, no, it's fucking great.
Do like me some Bruce Campbell.
Army of Darkness. If we don't do the shoehorn, you should watch it on your own.
Unlikely.
We'll do.
Thank you so much for the
Yeah,
suggestion.
I'm sure you won't.
Did anyone take offense to the fact that they had a car drive off with a baby on the roof twice?
Offense?
Yeah,
Offense?
it was. Yeah,
You don't do that shit, man.
Yeah.
not yet.
Wait, you've never done that?
It's a movie, Ben.
But that blew my mind that they did that.
One
take-
time it was by two escaped convicts.
It blew your mind that the idiot
Yeah.
convicts that escape from prison aren't like they twice over while they're robbing a bank shouldn't have a baby on board. It's like
Correct.
Well, also, was this like right after Shawshank Redemption? I mean, that scene was ripped from Shawshank Redemption,
No,
wasn't
this
it?
was before it.
Was it before?
Shawshank's
yeah,
like,
this is before Shawshank's 90s.
90s.
I thought the scene where
That was an
Goodman
insane
popped out of the
scene.
ground was a good scene.
I wrote that down. That was.
Well,
fun.
yeah, that's what I mean. That was I thought. Well, then Shawshank ripped this off. I feel like.
Yeah,
Everything's just a rip off. Everyone's just ripping everyone off.
How about
Somebody told me at work that Shawshank Redemption is way overrated, and I hate them.
You know what I thought was underrated was
Fired!
the guy whatever Arizona. I thought that guy was really good.
Nathan, Arizona.
He's money.
Arizona. So that
Money.
scene when they come to, like fingerprint him and he just like loses his shit. The whole movie's pretty.
Don't fight me.
It has a high energy to it.
Leeds.
Fucking going. 100.
No, that's Cheech Marin. Or
Well,
that's Cheech.
is it Cheech? Well, I think
Yeah.
because I read something that the person who comes in and says Leeds is actually in this movie, in the background
no,
of that
that's
scene.
One
I'm
of the
pretty
cops,
damn sure that's Cheech.
one of the cops is the guy who's just trying to sell him the urn, or the FBI agents.
Yeah.
In Big Lebowski?
Yeah, the guy at the whatever crematorium.
It is
I've
our
got
most
one.
modestly priced receptacle.
Yeah, and he does like the hands thing.
I've got one for
Yes.
Wyatt.
What?
Wyatt, see how good you were paying attention.
Mm.
Did you notice? Did you notice?
What is
Did
it
you
like?
notice the opening line from the Gilly the Kid song?
From a
Was in this
Gilly
movie?
the Kid song.
Gilly the
Fucking
Squid?
A Gilly the Kid song.
Yeah,
What
the guy
song
that
would that
said
be?
the guy that get down on the ground.
Excuse me?
Do you remember Gilly the Kid, the guy that said
Yeah.
he was the one writing, he was
Yeah.
the ghostwriter for
Yes.
Lil Wayne,
Yeah,
and
supposedly.
we listened to him
Yeah,
when that happened, and he had
right.
that song get down on the ground,
Don't remember the song.
and it started with, "Well, what do you want me to do, youngster? Freeze or get down on the ground?"
Was that literally a sample from that movie?
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, no, I don't remember that at all. I mean, I do remember that time though. But yeah, I think that dude is still relevant. Has like a podcast or some shit. I constantly see his bald fucking. I don't know how that guy's still relevant. No, I don't remember that.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't.
God damn. You
Heard
just reminded me, Ben. Yeah, sorry. Never mind. I'll be quiet.
No.
I was just remembering again last night, like when I started kind of getting annoyed with the movie, and I'm just being grumpy now. But it's the forced absurdity of how long that chase scene goes on, and the dogs are in the supermarket.
It was so absurd.
And it's like it goes to a place where it's not funny to me. It's just like, of course, there's not 15 dogs in the grocery store, and he's not going to go get more Huggies. And I know it's supposed to be just, but I couldn't go there. Like it got me so out of the element, I couldn't do it.
I never laughed once.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed at two parts. I laughed at the joke about the Polak that had nothing to do with Polish people, and then I laughed at the commercial for Arizona's. You know, he's like the big tycoon of unpainted furniture. I thought that shit was like really funny. But that's it. I don't know. Just didn't hit. But I couldn't stand the fucking dogs and the woman with the curlers in.
I hated the dogs. Too many dogs. Not a normal amount of dogs. That's gonna go into the rating.
I love the Long John's look he had though. Like I felt like if I could pull that off in reality, that's like fashion statement. So good.
Pants. Well, I mean, yeah, guys. Seems like a lot of us liked it. Some of us didn't like it as much. You know, and that's usually how this goes.
Wyatt hated it.
I didn't hate it per se, but yeah, I hated it.
How hard? I did want to ask this question because this is what I kept falling into, and Eric's mentioned it. Everybody's pretty much mentioned it in a way.
Yeah.
If I tried to take this movie in isolation without knowing the Coen Brothers were involved, I couldn't take myself out of that. And I'd seen it before, but it's been a long time, and I've seen so many Coen Brothers movies since. Yeah. I couldn't get myself out of rank ordering it with the other Coen Brother movies, which I feel like it's down the pecking order. And
but see, I had this same thing with the Guillermo del Toro movie. I like seeing those first attempts, and even if they're inferior to the later polished product, I don't know. I like seeing that kind of.
I agree with you, but
but if they were nobody, you wouldn't care. I think that to like taint like because this was Guillermo del Toro's second movie, that all of a sudden makes it somehow catapults it to being relevant.
Well, I mean, is second season Seinfeld? I mean, this is not a perfect analogy, but
I had a similar. On my way into work today, Carly was telling me she saw the new Wes Anderson movie. Okay, the Asteroid.
Yeah, Asteroid City.
Yeah,
it's one that's supposed to be horrible, right?
And I told her I'll never see it. If it saves my child, I'll watch it. Right? If it saves my parents, I won't watch it. I don't care. I can't go there because I'm so turned off by the idea of him doing that. And again, it has to do with him. It's like I can't take him.
That's different though.
It's different because he only does one fucking thing, right?
Well, no, that's different because he's already reached the zenith and now it's downhill. It's after the fact. I mean, that is like, he's lost his way. But that's different than he's learning his way and he'll reach here.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I couldn't take myself out of saying I've seen this done so much better by these guys.
Yeah.
And that's why I couldn't really it didn't hit. I couldn't get it. And it was also because I was probably tired and not in the mood, and that always factors in, as I always say, but I was not laughing last night. I know that.
I laughed. I laughed quite a bit. I thought it was really funny.
I mean, just the way Nick Cage delivered his lines was. I mean, I don't know if I was laughing out loud, but I just thought it was funny.
It was my favorite.
The other comedic relief was the guy on the bike. I thought him like shooting the bunny and all that shit. Like I remember the first time I saw it too. I thought he was the comedic relief as well. Like the devil is funny. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I think you mentioned it. Like I really like Nick Cage in this because I think I read somewhere he was mad because he was trying to like offer them suggestions, but they're like super strict and they're like, no, this is what you're doing. And I felt that like he wasn't like he just was the same kind of character the whole time. It was Nick Cage, but it was really good. I thought he played the part well. I didn't think I thought the funniest character was the guy Zach was mentioning earlier. I think their asshole friend. No one's mentioned this shit, but the shit where I laughed the most was when he was asking him. He was like, "How'd you get this kid? Like, I've been on the wait list for like 4 or 5 years or whatever." But his other son was in the room already, and he goes, "Look at him, he's already spelling," and he was writing out fart. But then he just wind up and he goes, "Hit the deck," and he just fucking like I don't know what it was, handful like rocks or something, and the kid had to like dodge out of the way. This is like, what the fuck?
That guy
out loud.
That guy's the peak of that guy's career was as Chevy Chase's office mate in Christmas Vacation.
Are you sure?
Not getting.
You're the only family man left.
Look at that.
It might be as Doug Heffernan's boss.
Oh, IPS?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh,
dude, if you look at IMDb, because I looked at it last night, because I did the same thing earlier. I was like, where do I know this guy from? He's in like 200 things as a one-time person.
Yeah.
And you're just
like,
that's the career you want.
Yeah.
That's the career, because everybody loves you. It's never your fault that something's bad.
Character.
He even was on Mom, Nick's favorite show.
Ooh, Mom's on Mom.
Yeah, he made me laugh. And then like the proposition, he goes, What are you talking about? I'm talking about wife swapping. He was trying
to we're swinging.
Talking about sex. Talking about swapping wives.
Wife swapping.
It was funny you mentioned that about the Coen Brothers being strict on set about people having ideas and stuff, and maybe they got softer later on, but I think it was George Clooney, it might have been Brad Pitt, somebody was talking about them on set, and it could have been Josh Brolin even for No Country, but he said they have this weird way of working where you'll come to them and you'll say, hey Joel, I've got this idea, maybe my character does it this way, and he goes, oh yeah, maybe let's try it. And then they roll the tape and the actors do their thing, and they do it a couple times, and then they slowly realize, no, the Coen brothers are smarter than I am. Like they have this weird way of working where they let you fail because they know you're wrong, but they'll let you prove that you're wrong every time.
That's genius.
And I think it's also genius that they think every single time. George Clooney knows it too. He says they cast me because they don't see a pretty boy, they see a complete idiot. Every single role he has is an absolute idiot with them. They see a really stupid pretty guy, and that's how they cast him.
Well, it's the same thing with Brad Pitt, really.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. They just see, you're the guy who used to beat me up in high school. You're really stupid. And, they're funny guys. Anyway, I love how crazy.
Have you seen the Jesus Rolls?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay. I need to see that. Is it any good?
I have not seen it. It's got outrageously bad reviews.
It's not done by Coen Brothers, right? Or it is?
No.
What movie?
The Jesus character from Big Lebowski.
Coen Brothers.
It was not.
Yeah.
They might have produced it or something.
Would never.
Yeah,
Did anybody here,
they
just throwing it out
made
there, did
it
anybody see the Coen Brothers Macbeth that came out 2 years ago?
Oh,
I didn't even know about it.
I'll step back.
That
There's
was,
one to ask.
Denzel?
Yeah, the Denzel.
Nah, I
Is
did
it
not.
good?
What was it called?
Nah, not my favorite one.
Macbeth.
No. It was called Macbeth, the tragedy
Oh,
of
the
Macbeth.
tragedy of Macbeth.
Apple
What the
TV
fuck?
if you want to see it.
Nah, I'd rather watch Anger Management.
All right, let's get into our
Adam Sandler.
ratings and do a quick 1, 2, 3 Coen Brothers movies. 5, maybe too many, but if you feel strongly about 5, you can go to 5.
Ooh.
What'd you say?
3 to 1? Can we go 3 to 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Give
what
your
are we doing?
rating for Raising Arizona, and then follow that up with your top 3 to 5 Coen Brothers movies in order from 5 to 1 or 3 to 1.
Oh, I can't do that off the top of my head, but I can give you a
Got a
rough
computer, don't
approximation.
Yeah, we'll
Well, what do they have? What does their role have to be?
the Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
Director.
Yeah, I would say writer or director.
No, you can't say writer because they wrote Bad Santa. So I put Bad Santa very high in that if we're doing
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say.
So
they
Bad
have to
Santa,
direct it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be directors.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a 5.5. It was just barely over average for me.
Ooh.
I enjoyed the second half a lot more than the first half when everything really just was going. The premise is basically the main thing that really just didn't pull me in. The acting was fine. I thought Goodman. I didn't know Goodman was in it, so when I saw him, I was thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
He delivered. Will Forsythe was not someone that I had. Has he been in any other Coen Brothers movies? Because if he has, I couldn't remember. And so that was odd to see him really young. McDormand was wasted, I thought, but maybe she hadn't come into her own with the Coen Brothers yet.
She was the lead in Blood Simple.
Okay, well then that makes no sense because she was just a token role in that movie, which is weird for them. But regardless, some of it seemed kind of hacky to me. But if I had to give you my my top movies from them, it'd probably be No Country for Old Men. I need to watch it again, but that's probably my number one movie from them. That movie is up there with like my favorite movies of all time. Javier Bardem is just the creepiest and coolest bad guy in that movie. I'd probably go Lebowski 2, maybe Oh Brother 3, and I'd have trouble rating them after that because True Grit, Burn After Reading, and
No.
Yeah, if you don't feel strongly about it, then I'd just say leave it.
yeah, I'd say that I'd just those three.
Fargo's not on there for you?
Fargo is one I haven't watched in a long time, and I only ever watched it once, so I can't. I don't know.
All
I didn't
right.
like that one that much.
Man, I didn't see Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I forgot. I bet that's really bad.
Yeah,
Sorry, keep going.
I've heard it's one. I heard it's.
Hail Caesar was really. I forgot about Hail Caesar.
What about Inside
really
Llewyn
bad.
Davis?
I kind of like that actually. Very hipster bullshit, but I like that movie.
I didn't like Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Has anyone
very
ever
much.
seen? Well, wait. I know Nick has, but has anyone else ever seen Barton Fink?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's a good weird movie.
Not
But I
as weird.
wouldn't put it up. I wouldn't put it up there though.
All right, is anybody else ready?
Yeah, I can go.
Go ahead.
I love this movie. I pretty much liked every cast member. I enjoyed everybody in the movie. I thought everybody was very good. Like I said earlier, I think Glenn was my favorite character just because he was that douchey friend, you know. At one point I thought Frances McDormand was Nick Cage's wife's sister, and they were brother-in-laws or uncles or whatever the hell they would be, brother-in-laws. And so I just loved his character. I liked the entire movie. I thought it was well shot, especially for the time period it was in. And like you guys mentioned, I think it had a lot of the, Coen Brothers, cinematic style. We can say it that way. Top 3 Coen Brothers movies.
You didn't give a rating?
Oh, so my rating,
Jeez.
probably going to give it like an 8.3.
Okay.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
So top 3 Coen Brothers movies. I'm going to go Fargo, number 1. I don't think you can really be wrong with the top 3.
Yeah.
They're all pretty damn good. So I'm going to go Fargo, No Country, and Big Lebowski. I think those are easily, well-known, well-liked movies.
Well, that's just your opinion, man.
Can I add something
That's
though?
like
Did anyone know that the Coen Brothers did Intolerable Cruelty?
don't even know what that is.
I did not know that, and that was one of my favorite movies growing up. Before I even knew who the Coen Brothers were.
No, I didn't know.
I love
Zeta, baby.
Yeah, I'd love that. Well, that was what put me on to
Catherine
Catherine
Zeta-Jones
baby.
is the best.
Yeah. I'd love to rewatch that movie.
You know what other movie
Best.
I really liked by them, and it's a remake? I actually really enjoyed Lady Killers.
Yeah.
I saw
one I
that
need to
in
rewatch,
theaters, and that's the only time I saw it. And I remember my family like really didn't like it, but I think I liked it more than they did.
I think that
I
would
remember
count
my family
as
were
a
like,
good
"What is
shoehorn.
the?" I mean, my family they just are
what
always
movie-
like, "What is the point of these movies?" For all of these Coen Brothers movies.
Killers is a
You know
very
what movie we need to make Wyatt watch? The Hudsucker Proxy. He'd love that one.
We're still wondering.
I've never said it's my only one I don't think I've seen from them.
Yeah, well, his favorite actor's in it.
Who? Jack Harlow?
Paul Newman.
No.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah. Same.
Paul
same
Newman
level.
is in it.
The overrated Paul Newman is in that movie.
And
Wow.
Tim Robbins. That sounds pretty fucking. And Jennifer
That's
Jason.
the lead.
Tim Robbins
Also-
is a stud.
Did somebody see that? I think it was the newspaper. I can't remember. There was a Hudsucker universe in this movie. There is something that it's like the Hudsucker Chronicle or something. These
I
were
saw
done pretty
that,
close
yeah.
together, and that's in Raising Arizona too. Like you can kind of
Really?
see there's like a tie in there. Anyway.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
All right, well, I'm
the
gonna
men
give.
who stare at goats.
All right, let's
It
go
was
to
not-
Travis.
let's
Travis,
do my-
you have it on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I enjoyed it more than I expected to. This was a perfect shoehorn movie for me because it's something I never would have watched probably. I don't know, for some weird reason I mixed Raising Arizona and Natural Born Killers together. I never saw either of them. I feel like they're from a similar time. I think maybe I saw the trailers for both on like VHS I had. I don't know. There's a weird connection there, but
You've still never seen Natural Born Killers?
no, still
That's-
haven't. That would be a good shoehorn probably too.
Well, that's just one you need to make sure you watch at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That would be a good shoehorn.
Perfect shoehorn.
I mean, John Goodman in these Coen Brothers movies, that alone, he gets 7.5 out of the 8 I'm giving. I just love that guy in these movies. And Nick Cage, man, I love Nick Cage in this movie. I thought just how he delivered all those country bumpkin lines. You don't know shit from Shinola or and
Not impressive.
so that's not that impressive.
If you're done, Travis.
So I'd go number 3.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna give 4. I think.
Top 4?
Top 4. Never been done.
It's 5 or 3, motherfucker.
Man, you really pissed at me for liking this movie. 4 for me would be, or 5 would be Fargo. 4,
Oh yeah.
Oh Brother.
Who's in it?
In what?
No, I'm just
Fargo?
in what? In
It's
you
what
can
is
take
that?
Francis McDormand for any fucking one of their guys.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but what's that
Isn't
Russian?
Will-
What's the Russian guy from?
God,
What-
he's from
what-
everything.
What's
Armageddon.
Steve Buscemi. That's all.
is it Armageddon? Is that what I'm? Peter?
I think so.
Isn't William H. Macy in that?
Yep.
Yep.
Macy's-
Yeah, dude.
But the Russian guys, he stands out quite a bit.
I just wanted to mention we're doing a movie podcast here, and we're asking if William H. Macy's in Fargo. I just wanna-
I'm telling you,
Put
dude,
the
I've only ever
perspective
seen
here.
it once. I've only ever seen it once.
He's
Wow.
pretty integral to the film.
Yeah, he's like the main. Him and Francis McDormand are like the main characters.
Did anybody follow the show Fargo? So, slight tangent.
Yes.
here, sorry.
Yes.
I think that was for a couple seasons. I thought that was an incredible show.
That was a great
I liked
show.
it a lot.
Travis, you're
Billy
number
Bob
3.
Thornton, the Billy Bob season was really good.
Anyway, back to me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, Travis.
You can do it.
Travis, you were saying?
Now I've lost my place on IMDb, owned by Amazon.
You did Oh Brother. You did Fargo, Oh Brother.
Yeah, Fargo 5, Oh Brother 4. I'm
Thanks for
missing.
making-
All right, skip 1. 2 is Big Lebowski, and 1 is No Country. Gotta be.
How do you skip?
Wow.
I guess you only did have a top 4. Why?
Well, yeah. I guess I had to do 4. I thought I had one more, but I don't. I
said
guess.
3 or 5, and you got confused and did 4.
Yeah.
So you did have 3.
Ugh.
5
Yeah,
movies.
no, three's not making the list.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. I'm gonna give this a 3.5. I'm really trying to. I had a real bad time. This was unenjoyable. Snooze fest. Don't watch it. It's the most imperfect movie, Shoehorn. As opposed to what Travis said. Don't watch it. Everyone who's watching this, don't fucking watch it. Okay?
I would come in
I'm doing you a
3.5.
Don't fucking watch it. I've only seen about 4 Coen Brothers movies. I looked through their list of movies. I've realized I haven't even heard of half of the fucking movies. Pretty much I only care
Start with
about
Hudsucker Proxy.
suck my Hudsucker dick.
Yeah,
It's Big Lebowski. It's No Country. It's Burn After Reading for me. That's 1, 2, 3, and that's it. That's my.
Oh yeah, Burn After Reading was
Ouch.
my number 4, I guess. Moving all
Ouch.
down.
All right. Can I jump in?
Jump
Please
in.
do.
Sure. Yeah.
I've got a 6 here on the whatever this is, the six horn.
Shoe meter.
Bud Rucker's
Whatever.
proxy.
Not gonna really
6
give a
shoes
reason.
on the
I kinda-
horn.
Yeah. Don't really care about the reason. Just not,
A lot of shoes.
in
baby.
my opinion, not too great. Whatever. Top
A rare letdown.
5 I'll go with, and I'll start from the top. My favorite Coen Brother movie is Big Lebowski, but their best pound for pound movie is No Country.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to make the distinction exactly what the
It's
list
tough,
is, but that's
yeah.
like a 1A, 1B situation for me.
Mhm.
Fargo is very close in that list as well. So that's like a 1, 2, 3. If I were to go 4, I would say The Man Who Wasn't There is an unbelievable movie. Like if you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. Very
Okay.
good.
It's out in theaters.
What's that?
It's out in theaters right now.
Oh yeah, get out there, go out there and watch Billy Bob and Francis tear it up in black and white. That shit is excellent.
Good.
Noir bits. I would say Barton Fink I'd put as an honorable mention, like as a 5. And what was the other one I was thinking about just recently?
Nick, what about a Serious Man? Have you seen that?
That's the one I was going to say. The honorable mention here outside of the top 5 is A Serious Man. I can't decide Barton Fink in that. I really like A Serious Man. I think that's a really well done movie.
That main actor is one of my after obviously Boardwalk and shit, but I
Yeah,
love that guy.
I saw that after I'd seen him in Boardwalk, obviously, and he's
Shape of Water. He's in a bunch of shit, man.
he's money. Like he's very, very
Who?
good. I don't know his
Michael
name.
Stuhlbarg.
Is that the guy with half
Jewish
his
guy.
face in Boardwalk?
It was I make about 7 whatever the gambler.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Arnold Rothstein.
Rothstein.
Yeah,
Rothstein.
Mhm.
He's Serious Man is a good honorable mention, but I would say of like the top echelon, I put The Man Who Wasn't There in that category of like, this is the best Coen Brothers.
Yeah, I want to watch A Serious Man. It's very highly rated. I've never seen it. I kind of wanted to.
If you like Jewish people, you're gonna love A Serious Man. If you like suburban Jews, even better.
I don't know that many Jewish people, man, but I'll
Suburban
give it a
Jews.
shot.
Are you done?
Are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? Or
Done with my list.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool.
Top 9's finished.
This is coming in low this week, boys.
Eric's got some hate today. Sorry. What can I say?
Well, you didn't give us your number 1 or 2, and then you listed
I did.
movies.
I did.
You
I
didn't-
said
you didn't
I
call
went
it
through
Yeah,
one through
he
five.
said Big Lebowski was his number 1. Or
Yeah,
was
but
his
then he also
favorite.
said, but No Country's Better. So then he never said. and
So
then
those are
Okay,
his.
so if I
Those
had
are
to do what
his.
the best ones are, it's basically
1A, 1B.
It's a dead.
I
It's
think
a
best-
dead heat
and
for
your 2.
one.
I don't want your 1A,
2
your
of them.
1B. I want number 1 and number 2.
All right, so I'd say, gun to my head, No Country is the best movie they made. Big Lebowski's number 2, then Fargo, then The Man Who Wasn't There, then Barton Fink. Honorable mention, Serious Man.
You're not a bit fan of
And
Oh
you know
Brother?
what? And to finish it off, go fuck yourself, Eric.
I just wanted to know which one you
Seen that one.
Gun to your
Yeah,
head
go
that you
fuck
said.
yourself.
No Country's the
Yeah,
best. Act like it's unbelievably good. It's just
Yeah.
like they're not going to do
Next
better.
best.
Than
I wanted
you.
you know, and it would have been drama filled if you went from reverse like Travis asked, even though I don't think he did that either.
Oh, that's actually what I recommended. I asked to do
Yeah.
that, and I didn't
Yeah.
follow that.
And instead you said, I don't know which one I like better, but at number 7, I have Barton Fink in my.
I started with the top.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So if you had gone reverse.
No, I'm the only one who actually took the recommendation.
But
I
then
did
you
go
said
from
at
5 to
number
1.
4, I got. Oh wait, hold on. Let me do
Travis, you had
5, and then you took 20 minutes, and then you got to 3, and then you said, hold on, I don't have a 3, but I have a 2 and a 1. Zach also.
I thought
Zach
I did
also
the best.
said 1 to 3.
And this is, it's
It's
like
not
you
very
live in a
good.
fucking nursing home. You're such a grumpy guy.
All right, I gotta run, guys.
Boy, what?
Bye, Ben.
Ben, where are you?
Yeah, Ben. Ben, I gave this movie a 10 out of 10.
No, I gave it a 5.5. I already went.
I did.
Next week.
You.
Next week, back to normal.
A 10?
Ben, I'm giving it a 10 before you leave.
You don't give out 10s.
Sure.
This can't be a 10.
He's changed to the Travis scale,
Ah!
where
Okay,
10
well,
out of
thanks.
10s are
This is a
possible.
10?
Who's
This
got
is a
the
perfect-
pick for next week?
This is a perfect shoehorn
We
selection.
don't know. We'll
10 out
text
of
you.
10.
Well,
I never would have
you don't
won.
even have
That
to
was the
text
ratings.
me. You don't even have to text me. Well, no, I just want to know whose pick it is. I don't care what the
It's my
movie
pick.
is.
With
I'll
a
see it.
10, that's so, wow.
6.8.
Yeah,
That's it.
Solid.
Wow.
with a fucking 10. Fuck off,
That's a
Eric.
7.
The
That's solid.
3.5?
Fuck off.
Fucking.
Yeah, 3.5.
All right.
Give it 10.
Good horn and
Sergeant
shoes with you fellas this week.
Sergeant Troopers a 10.
All right.
I gave it
Oh,
a 10 because I was watching it as I was 10.
Well, I watched this movie as someone who had never seen this movie, and I never would have watched it if Ben didn't select it. So I'm giving it points for that. I'm giving it points because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was fast-paced. It was 90 minutes. It made me laugh. I want to watch it again. Sorry, that's how I feel.
Oh.
I
10.
just
Is that your
I
first
can't
10?
relate. I just
No, it's
can't-
not my first 10.
can't
I
relate.
gave AI a 10 for sure.
Oh my god.
Oh, you gave Nope a 10, I'm sure.
Mono's 10, Nope 10. I gave
Mono's got a 10?
Monos was not a 10.
No,
He
it
did not give
Or
Monos.
Monos?
I gave a 10.
He did not give Monos a 10.
Well, I didn't give Monos a 10, but I should have. But Hunter Killer was a 10, so you know.
Hunter Killer.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a 10.
All right, I'm back on his side. This kid knows what he's talking about when he
No,
got to
I'm
give it
just-
to him.
I'm giving you my honest. I don't try and.
I
go
appreciate
for
that, Eric.
Factors. I thoroughly enjoy. I didn't think I was gonna like this movie that much, and I was just happy watching. I was like, I do think if I didn't know the Coen Brothers so well, maybe I've been like, this is kind of stupid. But I was thinking about other movies, again, it was fast paced. It was different, but it felt like a Coen Brothers movie. I will say it's not. Now, I'll do this correctly. My top 3 Coen Brothers movies in reverse order. At number 3, The Big Lebowski. At number 2, Fargo. And number 1, No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. Of course.
But like, I don't think it stacks up against like, for me, Burn After Reading maybe, or
the direct competition is Burn After Reading, Big Lebowski. I mean, it's in that vein rather than Fargo.
Comedy.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it's very similar, I think, to Big Lebowski and the way it operates. And you could say, yeah, like, obviously Big Lebowski is like the perfected version almost. And I didn't think the plot was that great in this one, but I just enjoyed, like, it was just silly. Like, it wasn't, you're not supposed to take it serious.
I mean, dude, I just don't know how that. I understand what you're saying. It does have a similar premise, but it's hard to compare the actors that they replaced Nicolas Cage with. Fucking Jeff Bridges. You got Philip Seymour Hoffman. You got.
That's why it's better.
No, but actually, I think that's a great
better.
point. I definitely think it's in the same vein as Big Lebowski. I mean, you said it. Big Lebowski is the perfected version, but I find it hard to believe somebody like Nick, who loves Big Lebowski, doesn't like this movie at all. That seems hard to believe to me.
But a 6.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're opposite there.
It's all right. It's like, don't care. It's fun. It's fun they're experimenting, and I'm glad they got where they're going. But for me, it's like, it's fun that they're tinkering around, but that doesn't make it great.
Well, I still think even tinkering, experimenting, it wasn't as good as Big Lebowski. Still feel like it was a good enough to be a good movie.
I'm not. There's no judgment. If you guys like, there's judgment for True Grit. I hate True Grit so much. But like, this is like, whatever. If you guys like it a lot and it hits you right, that's fantastic. Whatever. I'm not gonna argue.
I think this is just like, it's an interesting movie. Like, it's full of different characters, and it's just like, you can't really. It's just not like a standard movie. It's just like a ridiculous plot.
What I can't reconcile in my head is that, and I, not to drudge up the past of this podcast, but like, I truly can't understand. And Wyatt, this is where you actually, like, you kind of stuck in between my logic here. How can somebody like a movie like Raising Arizona so much, not that it's similar, but then think The Color of Money is bad? Like, that to me, it seems like unfathomable to me. Like, I can't understand that. That this is so much better than Color of Money. And to me, it's like,
completely. You didn't like Color of Money?
Color of Money was fucking boring.
Oh, Eric.
I don't
see, and I thought this was like, man, should I jerk off in a sock and say I watched it?
Yeah, same.
I guess I didn't feel that way. I think the way that
exactly, I'm saying it's fair that people feel differently about it, but it's like hard for me to even like compute.
Well, you said you asked how you understand. I'm like, Color of Money was just pool hall shots the whole time, and it was very dry and just something about it I didn't like. Like, this was fast paced the entire time. It was.
Oh yeah, and had 20 more dogs in this movie than
and that's
that.
If you want to, like, I'd never seen it. I was just like, whatever. Like, I was on for the ride. Like,
no, I get it. No, I do understand. It's not a terrible movie, but it's not.
Well, I mean, I think this is why it makes sense to do a podcast. This is part of a lot of the fun for me in movies, is that it's so very subjective. It's crazy how, I mean, you know, I've said, I'm not even going to say the example, but you could be like lock stock with somebody on every movie, but there will be movies where you're polar opposites. I mean, it doesn't matter how similar your tastes are. There will be
one saving grace here was that the subject matter was not at a level that Wyatt found repulsive. So he was able to assess the movie, not like it, but not on any type of moral ground. Like, he was just like, I was bored or whatever. Like, I felt like this was a nice happy medium for you as far as content was, Wyatt. Because a lot of times you'll get off the rails of not feeling good, even though you'll recommend one of the most depressing things to come out ever. And Inside, that's a very depressing movie.
I'm a realist, Nick. You know what I mean? I'm just living in my world. You know what I mean? I'm not living in.
We all are, baby.
Yeah, it's confusing. Everyone's brains are different, so it's hard. I don't want to judge anyone. Obviously, everyone has their own opinions, but it's just crazy to see people's like how polar opposite we are on certain movies, or how me and Eric both hated Color of Money. But to me, this movie was just as boring. Like the second I realized that the whole premise was that they kidnapped a kid, I said it's over for me. There's nothing that's gonna happen in this movie that's gonna be exciting. Oh, fucking these two dullards kidnapped a fucking kid, and two other dullards escaped jail, and now the bunch of dullards are. It's just it was fast paced to you. It was like I'm not saying it was slowly paced. I just think it kind of just happened for me. Like I didn't even think of the pace.
Well, yeah, pacing doesn't matter if you're not into it. I mean that's
what was there.
And I didn't appreciate the soundtrack from the Yahoo commercials. I
don't get what there was to be so into. What were you so into? What did you grasp on?
I thought it didn't
funny.
take itself seriously. It was absurd. It
was absurd, exactly.
See, maybe I just didn't get that. I was just kind of like, this is just dumb.
To explain the fast-paced part, there was literally scenes where, like, the entire time it's like, I don't know if it was one tracking shot, but they are creating fast-paced motion, like the dream sequence with the biker, and like Travis mentioned, when it rolls up into the window at the end, like that, I felt like I was on a roller coaster. And then, like, yeah, there are some parts that might be a little bit slower, but there's like multiple chase scenes, the whole shootout with the cops.
You know, and hold on a second, Eric. You can't point to the shots like that. Fast. The Vast of Night had a very similar shot to that, actually. Yeah. Very similar, and you hated it.
They jizzed on the lens. You came on the fucking lens.
Getting the pace.
It did not have a shot similar to the.
No, they had a tracking shot, but it was just following behind. This was on a motorcycle, or it was a cop shootout. Like, everything was in cars or bikes. Like, the camera was moving at a fast pace.
Yeah, when he's running through the house, however they filmed that looked insane.
Yeah, when they're going like high up and out, like when the cops were running through the doors. Yeah. Like that.
They used like an 8mm fisheye lens or something for that.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, the reason I remember this movie from the first place is they taught it in some film class. Yeah. But that doesn't, it's like, cool, that's cool, great.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, I get it. Feel like there is not a lot to be attached to with the story, but I thought it was just the characters were funny. Like I really liked a lot of the characters, the actors. So.
And I think. I think you feel pretty sympathetic to Ed, to Holly Hunter's character.
Never cared.
I mean, she, wanted to kidnap the baby, but she was desperate. Otherwise, she was a pretty decent person.
I do think it says a lot.
A lot of people
that you guys enjoyed it so much. It says something about liking their movies in general, but it also says something that it's not as good as. You guys recognize that this is not as good a comedy as even Burn After Reading, which I don't really rank that highly, but it's still not as good as that, not as good as Oh Brother, certainly not as good as Big Lebowski.
I think
of their comedies, it's probably their worst one.
I honestly, I had this thought last night. I was like, and I said earlier, I want to watch again. I think this could creep up my list. Like,
wow.
I really enjoyed it. Like, I'm surprised you didn't like it that much. But again, we just talked about that, so whatever. But there was it was more like jokey. Like, there was just a lot of good like one-liners, I thought. Like the part when he comes in and he's like, the shit he got from the store, he had balloons. He goes, did they blow up into funny shapes? Like, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah,
made me laugh.
That's funny. Yeah,
kind of like little stupid shit. It's different. Like, I like the comedy in Big Lebowski better, and like, probably Burn After Reading. But whatever. I liked it.
You're not alone, Eric. Zach and I felt the same.
What's on the tip of your tongue, Zach? I can feel it. What's up? What are you about to say, Zachy?
I don't have any wise words of wisdom.
Chief Sutherland.
No, there's no wisdom in this room. Trust me.
No, I agree with Eric. I think it was faster paced, not necessarily like having a bunch of action sequences, but it just kept moving. There were no real bumps. To me,
every scene had energy to it, like the jailbreak scene. Then when they lose the baby, they're driving back and screaming. And
Can I just say I loved the entire intro sequence with Nick Cage getting arrested repeatedly. The second time he robs the liquor store or the same like shopping mart or whatever, like a quick stop, I laughed very hard when he gets out of the car and his hair is just crazy and he goes right back to jail.
And the conversations with the parole boards each time.
Yes.
They're fucking idiots. He's an idiot.
I think some people would see as a podcast, like I think an audience might see as a failing of us not talking about recidivism, which they touch on in like a funny way, like with a larger meaning. I like that we don't get into that about like what does it mean? I like that that's not even a topic of this podcast. I was worried we were going to go down.
Well, we're not educated enough. I don't know what recidivism.
No, I think we could have a decent conversation about it. Maybe not with a bunch of facts, but we could pontificate at least, you know. Yeah. But we don't. I like that.
Yeah, there's those
because he clearly like can't get it through his head not to rob quick stops. He was like itching to do it. And he's like, I saw that convenience store.
Yeah, I started driving by a convenience store.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, he has this weird sickness and he wants to go back in almost. And he met his wife getting his mug shot taken. This is like fucking funny. I mean, the situations are funny. I don't know.
Shit happens all the time.
I feel that rating's starting to bump up a point or two.
Yeah.
The problem is, and I've already articulated it. It's I can't get myself out of comparing it to other Coen Brothers movies. Like I can't do it. So if all these other ones are here, I will not allow it to be on the same level.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is I feel like I've said that a couple times. I said that about like Hunter Killer. I said that, but I don't know. For some reason, I didn't feel that with this.
Well, Hunter Killer, I don't know if I've seen anything else that guy has done.
It's a Coen.
Well, it wasn't about the guy. It was about like the type of movie. It was like about Hunt for Red October or The Lone Survivor.
Titanic.
Not Titanic.
Not Titanic. All right, who's up next?
I don't know. I might have already said this on this podcast.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, never mind. Okay, Eric.
What is it?
No, I really will stop talking.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
I wasn't kidding.
Yeah, don't stop talking.
Oh, I mean, I was kidding.
What were you gonna say?
The first time I saw "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" was on DVD at my house. My parents rented it from like Blockbuster or whatever, and we popped it in, and it goes through the first scene, and you get to the ladies, like the nymphs in the pond situation. You know what I mean? And they're singing that song, and it's like kind of like this whimsical dream sequence, and then it started over again, and we had never seen it. And so we thought the movie was like, okay.
Damn it.
Then they did this, and then the movie started over, and we kept watching it, thinking they were going to go in a different direction. And then it did the same thing and started over again, and we realized that the disc was skipping. And we thought that they were purposefully we thought it was like, oh, it's the Coen Brothers doing some wacky bit, but it just there was a scratch in the disc. I always thought that was a funny thing. I remember.
It's funny.
How long? How many? It took you 2 or 3 times to realize it?
It was we watched it twice over, and then it skipped again, and my dad said, "Oh, fucking Jesus Christ!"
Yeah.
Well, the top 3 times something like that's happened to you in your life, but this time, best 1 to 3.
Yeah. All right. So, Eric, I'm so sorry. I really do apologize. He's so done with me today. He started off in a bad
I'm just in a joking mood, you know. I'm trying to be funny.
Eric's a funny dude. Eric does, yeah.
This reminds me of Eric in Ben's basement. This is the Eric we all know and love.
I missed that, Eric. What happened to him?
Oh, God, dude. Those were the days, huh?
I know I talk too much, Eric. I know that's true.
I'm not. I like that story.
I don't think you. I think I do. I think you're fine.
We need to fill an hour. If you got something to say, you can say it.
We talked a lot.
We did 90 minutes and counting.
You're pumping out on this one.
All right, so who's next?
If you're still with us, it's my choice. We talked about it last week. Best in show. I didn't do any.
Hell yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Because we talked about if you like dogs, you will probably like this movie. I know you've seen it, Nick. Zach, you've probably seen it, I'm sure.
I've not seen it.
You haven't?
Whoa.
Wow. That's
I'm
shocking.
very excited for this one,
So
actually.
follow-up question
Yeah,
for you,
this
Eric.
is awesome.
And I think we
Follow-up
said
question,
it's
because it's
streaming too, right?
Memorized.
Oh,
What else?
Hulu.
Give me a movie. Give me more homework to do, so I have something to watch.
Something else?
Just give me something to watch instead, because I do not need to watch. I watched it 2 weeks ago. I memorized this.
You're looking for a movie you've never seen before?
Probably, or something I haven't seen in a long time that caught your interest somewhat recently. You liked
I
a lot.
didn't really do research though, but I have a list. I'll see if I have any on my list.
Yeah, just throw. Doesn't have to be now, but I want homework from you of something interesting.
I want homework from you.
Okay.
Homework.
Oh, have you ever seen? Nah.
Come on,
Come on. Work it over. Come on. No judgment.
the two,
here.
Huh?
the two.
The two? I don't know what the two is.
That's the sequel to the one.
I mean, if you haven't seen Spy Game in a while, you need to revisit that.
Oh, that's a great. We were talking about that. That's a great shoehorn.
We need to do that.
Game.
But I think a lot of people have seen it. Zach, you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you're never gonna hear somebody that's like, I hated that movie.
Yeah, that
That
movie sucked.
ridiculous.
All right, I got some homework to do. I'll have to think about that and text you.
Nick, you still need to watch Away We Go if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Watch-
you mentioned that last week, I think.
I'm telling you, dude. I fucking can't get over the interactions of these. It's fucking.
You've seen the Negotiator, right?
Yes, that was one of my favorites when I was in like middle school age. I love that.
love that movie.
You're not in control. They are. They want me dead.
Fucking.
Fucking Inside got an 8.4 from you guys. Jeez.
Inside the money.
That was hard to rate, because it's not a movie.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Well, it wasn't that good, personally.
I
wish I could
know
just-
some people like to rate stuff on its merit, but I give
that
points
wasn't
for
good, but this
him
one-
doing it all by himself
Yeah.
in a room.
Yeah, I get it. You guys are really talented. You put out a lot of content.
It's did about 2 hours of content almost tonight.
Yeah, really. It's
But
really.
I
good.
also feel like what's interesting about that, Travis, is it comes through as you watch it. You realize that it's not like something like Carly will hear, "Lady Bird was made by an all-female cast and crew," and she'll say, "The movie must be good." The whole thing with Bo Burnham and Inside of him doing it himself is you literally see him. It's part of
doing
the
it.
content of the
Yeah.
film. So I feel like it is on merit that's part of your analysis. You see it.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not like-
good.
It's not the
Speaking
fluff
of
going on
Lady
around it
Did
or
you guys-
the hype that you read about. It's like you saw it. It's part of the movie.
Did you guys enjoy Lady Bird?
I thought it was okay.
I fucking did
Well,
not.
I might have if Carly wasn't yapping at me for 8 months before it premiered.
This is hard.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know anything about it. I think except that it
This
was
is where-
nominated
Oh,
for an
I knew
Oscar.
everything about it.
Zach, how
Oh,
you?
and Little Women. Little
That-
Women. Oh
How much
boy.
butter
You
did
want to talk to
make?
Carly about Little Women?
Oh,
I'm a big
God.
Look at Zach. Look how many globs of butter do you think Zach used in it?
I ate
And
one,
all-
You fucking
I ate one
stone.
gummy right before I ate my
Here's
dinner.
a question.
and I am-
You're gone, aren't you?
Oh yeah, dude, I am.
I could tell. I could see it in your eyes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, I love that too. We always catch him. He's always dead, stone drugged, or he's doing his expense reports. It's one of the two. And then he has the audacity to say, I don't get to have a word in. But meanwhile, it's either he's got his green visor on and pulling the crank, or he's glued to his couch wondering what's going on.
That's a good note to end on, I think.
Yeah.
See what Zach thinks. We'll see how many words he has next week about Best in Show.
That'd be such a good.
It's hard to
That's what
talk
we need to
with-
include for a podcast, like a Zach word counter. Like a bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, he hasn't said much.
Go ahead, Zach. Sorry, I cut you off just now.
It's hard when like Swan and everybody just scream.
I didn't talk much this round. How dare you?
No, Zach just got
I
really
did.
quiet.
I did.
I could tell. He was
But yeah, I
talking.
do scream.
Oh,
I scream.
This kicked in like the last 10, 15 minutes.
I can
Like
see it
three.
changing you. I can
What?
see.
I'll talk less. I'll talk less. I'm sorry.
Chink.
All right.
Next week's best in show. We'll talk about it then.
Watch it. It's on Hulu. Looks like for free. Come back next week. Thank you for
Catherine O'Hara, Eugene
Shoehorn.
Levy, Midas star-studded